wondering. Tell me who was more. How people are going under it. Stuff that you ignore. The devil is a lie. You were birthed from eternal fires. See, they want us to kill each other. I know the game, man. Diablo would do the same thing, messing with your brain. Pray in Jesus' name. Cause sinful desires disintegrate. Baffle me, find you his before the Lord. He's the king who has the crown. You do not appeal me with the door you throw around. You can keep your seats, you can.
15-9.
Welcome to Dialed In RC. I'm your host, the RC Guru. Today we're here with Mr. Speedy Wharton, who is a champion RC driver. I haven't seen him in such a long time. I wanted to find out what the gist of the day's track surface is like, the conditions, what he expects for tomorrow, and some of the players that might show up for this event today.
Speedy Wharton, how are you? Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
All right. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. How you been?
Okay. Just had back surgery, so I'm coming back to racing, and just see if I can hang with the big boys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, I kind of missed you over the last few months or so. I figure I saw you the last time was probably about Horton, and that's been about 6 months ago. You just coming back off of an operation?
Yeah, well, I had an operation about 3 weeks ago, so I had to take my time and then come back, and I've been running off road a little bit, doing other things, so I'm just try on road again.
So how did that how does your condition, your medical condition, affect your driving for like today? What does it feel like?
I have to take medication for the pain, so of course that throws my line off a little bit, but I'm adjusting as I go. I'm adjusting back to the line.
So how's about the standing? Is the standing a problem? Because in the main, in the nitro main, it could go at least 20 minutes to a half an hour for a main.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit much. That's going to be a bit much, but I'm going to hang in there and just do the best I can. That's all I can really do.
So I heard that you were doing some off-road racing. Tell me where you've been racing and how has it been going for you?
I've been running at Mushroom Bowl, XRC, going to family hobbies, a lot of off-road tracks and area trains and lanes. Just, it's been fun. I've been getting used to the jumping and sliding the car and stuff like that. Stuff you can't do in on-road. If you do it in on-road, it's a bad thing.
How was that championship race over at Motorama? And you won it.
I got lucky. The truck just came around and everything, all the stars and ended up pulled off the win from my sponsor and stuff, so I got lucky there.
That's a magnificent thing, man, to go to Motorama and then capture the title. You gonna go back and try to defend that title next year or what? I definitely will. I'm gonna probably run a couple more classes because I ran 2 classes and I felt like it wasn't enough because you were there for so long. So you're just now coming off a Motorama victory, top dog down there.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, talking to a lot of the Losi guys, some of the guys from the Association, all the other teams, and, just learning things from the big boys, just applying them, making it work,
What do you think about the track conditions to this race here at Blue Diamond today? And tell us what race this is and what's going on today.
Well, this is a practice for the Rural Region 2 race, and I think I won it last year, if I'm not mistaken, but the track was quite a bit different than it is now, obviously, the layout, new ownership and everything, but it's really good. Track right now, the traction's good in the line. If you get off the line, you get a little bit loose, so you have to, you have to make sure you stay on the line to turn any good times right now, see what your car's doing. It seems like the track got a little bit more bumpier than it was last year, but just everybody's racing on the same track, so
So when the track gets bumpy like that, what do? You raise your ride height maybe? Or?
Sometimes you raise the ride height, or you go with a bigger tire, a larger tire, if the track allows it at that time, or soften the suspension a little bit. It all depends on the bumps.
What about the temperature? How is the temperature going to affect both the cars and the track? If it's as hot tomorrow for the main event as it is today.
Well, from what I understand, it's supposed to be hotter tomorrow, so it's going to make the track a little greasy, a little bit slick at times. So you're just going to have to probably change your shores on your tires, or just drive a little bit easier. I like to stay with the same tire, just drive a little bit easier, and just try to float the car around the track, as much as I can.
How's the tire wear? How's the degradation, the tire degradation taking place? What is it like?
Well, so far I practiced 2 tanks of gas on the same set of tires, and I burned them off. I burned them down to the wheel in 2 tanks, so it's 10 minutes of running, But as the track, as more people run on the track, more the grip builds up, the tire wear will definitely go down.
Have they treated the track today?
Yeah, I understand before I came, they actually sprayed the track. They sprayed it in the line, and I think with the guys that are here today running constantly, they'll build up the they'll build up the traction pretty good. Yeah.
Put a pretty good groove on the track for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, how does this weather condition translate into the difficulties for like an electric car, like the LiPo batteries being pushed with the maximum voltage in them and stuff like that? How would this affect the temperature?
Usually the LiPos, believe it or not, actually like heat. They actually like heat, so it'll lower the internal resistance and boost the voltage a little bit, so the cars will actually go faster. But then in the same note, the tires are getting hotter quicker, so then you can only put so much power down to the track. So it's a little bit of a tricky. That whole thing is just tricky. Right
how are the rubber tires? Do the rubber tires have a greater length of time that they take to wear down on this surface, or is it similar to the foam?
Yeah, the foam will keep about the same grip level all the way down to the wheel, where the rubber tire, after 1 6-minute run, you lose about 20% of the traction, and then it just keeps stepping down from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not familiar. So what is it in the rubber tire that is actually wearing? Is it the durability of the tire, the elasticity? Because I'm thinking, couldn't they make a thicker rubber to actually hold up a little bit longer than the 6 minutes, and you've got 20% of a degradation or attrition on the tire?
Well, what happened was we did some testing, last year with tires and different thickness of carcass and everything, and what we found was that when we went to the thicker carcass, the tire actually built up heat quicker, which caused the insert to break down, which caused the tire to actually explode because it was taking on more heat. Because the smaller the insert, the more air gap you had, the more heat gap, the more the tire was quicker to blow up. It actually blew off the wheel instead of wearing down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't offer as much grip as a thinner carcass. But the thinner carcass seems to grab the track better.
Okay, sort of like in drag racing, the way the tire just wraps itself up before it takes off and launches.
Oh yeah.
So, how's your sponsors treating you? I see you got X-Ray on there.
Yeah.
How are they? Are they pretty happy with the outcome that Mr. Scoobie Horton is having at these race events, or what?
I mean, I talk to Ralph on a weekly basis over at RC America. Talk to a bunch of guys, and they're all happy with what I'm doing for now. They want me to get out to the larger races, cross country and stuff. But as money comes in, I can do that. It takes. I hate to say it, but it does take money to go to these different races. So I do what I can on a local level, and hopefully I can get to the other ones later on in the season when I get back to work.
When I met you, and this was over 20 years ago, you were working at a hobby shop. Are you still working at a hobby shop?
Believe it or not, yes I am. I'm not the same hobby shop, but I'm part-time at a hobby shop in Jersey, D&K Hobbies. I help Debbie do all the repairs and everything. Yeah, that's what I do when I'm off from my regular job.
So that's primarily what most of the good guys do, is they find a job that surrounds what they do and love to do, so that they can do it and not be like reprimanded for that time they spending on that vehicle.
Yes.
Oh, this is customer card.
Yeah, it's customer's car. Yeah, nah, I strictly work on the customer's car. I mean, I come to the track, I work on my car, get it ready, but yeah, I mean, I'm always messing around with, some monster truck or something out, run out in the street, but it's all good, as long as people are having fun, they're having a good time, and they're loving their RC thing, that's all I care about.
So how long do you think you're going to still be doing this on a sponsorship level? I mean, at some point, you've been spending your entire life having to answer to people for race results, where you're going to go race and things of that nature, and it's like a job to you, your responsibilities to your sponsors. Do we see a point where Mr. Horton's going to just be like, I race if I want to race, I go there if I want to, and I fall back and just enjoy RC racing for myself, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to get to that point, yeah, but, I have to, still right now I have to, answer to everybody, but I have fun doing it. I don't have a problem doing it at all. It's fun, and eventually I'll get to that point where, I'll step back as just a regular privateer, racer probably, and just come to the track. And, I like to walk around and help people anyway, so it'd be fun even if I don't race to come to the track and just help a couple people and see them get better, then, I feel good.
Exactly,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just seems to be that in RC racing right now, off-road is definitely larger than on-road. Something that we can do to make on-road racing more exciting and more appealing to the masses, as opposed to having such a great difference. Like, you might have 100,000 off-road vehicles racing, that you see, let's say 300 at each event, 100 at each event, and as you go to the on-roads, it's not that many. I mean, if you crack 100, you did something right that day.
Yeah.
But in off-road, you always say, what can you do to sort of even the balance?
Well, from doing both lately and actually sitting down, it's funny you brought that up. I was talking to one of my friends on the phone about that the other day. And what I noticed is with off-road, there's places where the new guys start. Like short course, for instance. You can take a short course and run it in your backyard. Then you can, on the weekend, you go to the track and race that vehicle. Well, on-road is a little bit more defined because of its nature. It's more exact. So, you can't take one of the touring cars and beat it up in the parking lot and then bring it to the track and expect it to perform. So, what we have to do, it's just my opinion, of course, what I think that people really have to do is that we have to have like a class where people can actually start, like, quote unquote, what people call the bastards. The bastard racers will be able to take their cars, they run in the parking lot, doesn't matter what it is, what kind of body's on it, whatever. And just bring it to the track and let them run, have their own practice section, so they don't have to practice, so they're not out there practicing just trying to get around and, some guy comes blown by a race cause a major accident. That's what I think we need more of an entry-level car that stays an entry-level car and people can graduate out of that class into something bigger later on.
And since you brought that up, you gave me food for thought, which is, when we come to these tracks like this track is elaborate, to say the least. It is industry standard for a professional competition racer. Do you think that we need to have also tracks that are, if you have this sort of facilitation here, you need to have a smaller track that is fundamentally does not have all the challenging, features as the real quick shifting chicane and the high speed sweeper, and have something more simple that these bashers can feel and see their results look like the big boys over here on this layout, but yet race car driver who is much more proficient and he's running up on the back of their vehicle and smacking them or this, that, and the other. Maybe that could be something that we could explore, a beginner's track alongside of something like this, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, because I think that's half the reason that people don't come to a track is because they feel intimidated. Every time I'm in a hobby shop and I tell someone, hey, listen, you know, you have this car, maybe you ought to bring it down the Blue Diamond or, you know, take it to a certain track and, you know, just run around on the track. And they say, oh, well, I don't want to get in anyone's way or I don't want to get out there and, you know, be laughed at or made fun of.
Right.
And I always explain to them, we're not there to make fun of you, we're there to help you, to help you get better, to enjoy the sport more because, I mean, you have to face it, there's a lot of money involved in these cars just to get one of these cars up and running. You don't want anybody wasting their money and their time by, not having a good time with their vehicle.
Exactly.
And they need something that's easier to work on so they can graduate to the more elaborate car.
Now, speaking of having a good time, do you think, and this is just a question, it's rhetorical, I guess, to an extent, do you think that off-road is growing? Do you think that people are having more of what, quote unquote, what you said, a good time in the off-road arena as opposed to the on-road? And why is that?
Yeah, they are. Whenever I go to an off-road race, there's people barbecuing and, having a good time. It's more of it seems like it's more of a family-oriented event where on-road is so serious that it's not as family-oriented.
Right.
Also, this is like strictly, it's you, your car.
No room for error.
Yeah, it's no room for error. Where off-road, even the good guys crash.
And the tires break loose. And you have to keep the vehicle at a certain speed to keep it in the groove and things like that. And then you got the dirt flinging. Now, of course, in on-road, like here, we got the smoke, the billowing coming right out of the tailpipe and this, that, and the other. We got the sound, which is exciting. We got a car that looks like it's on rails going around the corner. And I think that if we go back to the old days of, help everybody become a winner.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Help everybody to be a winner.
Yeah.
As opposed to, because I remember in off-road, we would share information, we would share gears, we would share tires, we would share oil weights and all that to get the right setup for the car, because predominantly everybody has the same kit. It's only about 3, 4, maybe 5 different kits all together. So exchanging that information makes it more competitive for the new driver. I think that we need to be more conscientious of the new driver and bring them up quicker. Bring them up to speed quicker. You know what I mean? And even if we have to take a vehicle, and I remember you back in the day, you used to take people's vehicles home so that you can set up and tune on them for them and then give it back to them. And a lot of them never really knew what a setup RC vehicle was really like until you returned their vehicle to them and it was so easy to drive. And they just was like, well, it wasn't running like that before when I gave it to you. What did you do to it? And you tell them a few things, this, that, and the other. I think that we need to remember that's the learning curve that we had when we came up. Because I know when you first came in, somebody showed you the ropes. Took your vehicle, tuned it, because you were a real young guy then. And then you learned how to tune yourself. And now you're just passing it along and helping others. Well, Mr. Scoobie Horton, I don't want to hold you too long. It's been great talking with you. You're a champion RC driver. It's good to see you back.
Thank you.
I hope that your speedy recovery on your back surgery and all of that. And I'll be here to check you out tomorrow. And you know what it is, top 3 finishers get to talk about what they feel, what their experience was.
I hope I'm sitting here tomorrow.
Well, you're here today, so it's all good. You still up there, You've been watching Dialed In RC and Dialed In TV. I'm the RC Guru. This is Mr. Scoobie Wharton, championship race car driver for X-Ray and a host of other sponsors. He's always been great to come and give us some commentary. So stay tuned for tomorrow's main event. We're here at Blue Diamond in Newcastle, Delaware. Booyah!